Jimmy Donaldson, better known as MrBeast, has become one of the biggest names on YouTube. Known for his massive giveaways, elaborated stunts, and philanthropic projects, he has captured the attention of millions. From creating viral videos like planting 20 million trees with Team Trees, to giving away houses and millions of dollars. He started his YouTube career in 2012, slowly building his empire by experimenting with various types of content, from gaming videos to extreme challenges. By 2021, MrBeast has reached over 100 million subscribers, amassing wealth and launching businesses like Beast Burgers, Feastables, all while cultivating a reputation for helping others. His rise to fame, however, didn't happen overnight. He spent years studying YouTube algorithms and trends, creating a strategy that would eventually lead to viral success. Along with a dedicated team, MrBeast became known for his extreme challenges, like staying underwater for 24 hours or recreating Squid Game in real life with a massive prize. However, recently something that even Jimmy didn't expect happened. Something that will change the image of him and the channel forever. Kris Tyson is known as a close collaborator of MrBeast on YouTube, frequently appearing in his videos as part of his team. A controversy emerged in early 2023 when Kris started transitioning and publicly identifying as gender non-conforming. While Kris received support from some fans and fellow creators, others voiced criticism. The situation intensified when Ava Lewis, a social media influencer, made allegations suggesting that MrBeast's team pressured Kris to transition for more attention or controversy. These claims were widely debunked, and Ava later clarified her statements. The entire situation sparked debates about gender identity, inclusivity, and online harassment. People began to get used to the new change, some even forgetting about the whole controversy. But unfortunately, on June 14, 2024, Prism42 posted a clip on his YouTube channel in which he made serious allegations against Ava. The recent allegations against Kris Tyson revolve around claims that he engaged in inappropriate conversations with underage individuals, as well as being associated with the controversial artist Shadman, known for his explicit content. Another fairly well-known YouTuber, Adrox, highlighted various interactions between Kris and Shadman, sparking discussions about his online behavior. This issue has further complicated public perception of Kris, leading to debates about his conduct and the broader implication for MrBeast's brand and community trust. MrBeast said he had no involvement in the situation, condemning Ava's action and ultimately firing her. The fans believed that MrBeast acted as correctly as possible, but unfortunately that was not enough. The wave of allegations that soon followed marked a pivotal moment, signaling what some believe could be the start of the decline for Jimmy and his once unstoppable brand. These accusations brought newfound scrutiny and cast doubt about the values MrBeast's empire was built upon, creating a rift between the creator and his once fiercely loyal community. Former employees of his began to make some claims that raised questions among the fans. Is it true that MrBeast had nothing to do with it? Turned out that MrBeast actually knew about everything that was going on, but he couldn't get rid of Ava because she knew too much and has threatened legal action. Jake the Viking, a former employee of MrBeast who left the team willingly, was one of the first to bring this to light. These claims were confirmed also by a former employee of MrBeast, Dawson, who made the famous exposed video entitled "I worked for MrBeast, he's a fraud", under the name DocPack404. DocPack revealed a lot of things and showed the truth behind the cameras. MrBeast is well known for his explosive and action-packed videos that are not made with the help of special effects. This is also the reason why he became so famous, having a unique channel with content that is impossible to beat no matter how hard you try. MrBeast has brought a new trend to YouTube, with many content creators trying to copy him, but not being able to enjoy as much success. However, DocPack proved that things were not at all what they seem. Many of MrBeast's videos were made by using CGI or had things added later in the editing process, changing the truth of the video, making it happen as MrBeast wanted to. The timers in the videos are fake, people's lines are added later or completely changed from what they said, and sometimes entire videos are fake. In the video 7 Days Stranded at Sea, Jimmy and his friends are supposed to survive alone on a raft for 7 days. However, at the minute 12 and 8 seconds, the shelter is seen to be empty, but after only a few seconds, 5 people come out of it wearing raincoats that they never even had before. In the "I survived 7 days in an abandoned city" video, the city is not actually abandoned, and the helicopter is not the only way out, as Dogpack also points out. Many have not considered the fact that many of MrBeast's videos are actually fake and use CGI, as long as they are entertaining. Besides, the fact that they are fake doesn't affect anyone, right? MrBeast built a reputation for his many philanthropic actions, investing millions of dollars to help the poor and sick. He was also involved in several activities for the protection of the environment, such as in 2019 when he launched Team Trees in partnership with YouTuber Mark Robert and the Arbor Day Foundation. Their goal was to plant 20 million trees, surpassing the target by raising over $23 million. Each dollar donated resulted in 1 tree planted. Also, in 2021, he launched Team Seas, another massive effort with Robert, this time to remove 30 million pounds of plastic and trash from oceans, rivers, and beaches. All these actions form a solid alibi for Jimmy against any charges, being considered a good and giving man who invests everything he earns in his videos and in charitable causes. However, this image was slowly debunked by various people, including YouTubers, who highlighted how MrBeast monetized every situation as much as possible, taking advantage of these causes to promote his image and solidify his reputation of a good man. Many things were exaggerated to attract as many views as possible. One of MrBeast's dirty tricks was to make the whole situation look much worse than it actually is. And here, unfortunately, the CGI comes into play again. In one of the most recent videos posted by Rosanna Pansino in collaboration with Dogpack, they show how some of MrBeast's charity videos are edited to make it look like he and his team have done a lot more than they actually did. In the video, "I built 100 wells in Africa," can be seen that wells 29 and 67 are the same, only that the pictures are taken from a different angle, although they are shown to be 2 different wells. This represented some of the harmless cases, but unfortunately they didn't stop there. In the same video by Rosanna Pansino, Dogpack shows us again how MrBeast uses CGI, but this time not in the way that doesn't affect anyone. Nepal's rural and secluded areas face severe sanitary challenges, including lack of access to clean water, proper healthcare, and sanitation facilities. These conditions contribute to a spread of diseases and limit basic healthcare access. In a philanthropic effort, MrBeast built a hospital in one of these areas, spending a significant amount of money alongside his team and big sponsors like Minecraft. His actions were praised for bringing healthcare to an underserved population. However, controversy arose when Dogpack revealed that CGI effects were used in his video to exaggerate the poor conditions, making the situation seem far worse. Even more, Jimmy edited the real pictures of the unfinished hospital there, removing an entire part of the building. He took credit not only for finishing the hospital, but also for building a large part of it, which earned him even more admirers. As Dogpack states, such manipulation techniques serve to boost views and elevate his image as a philanthropist, giving him an out-of-jail card for whatever charges were brought against him. And Team sees it's also an image move, as the amount collected by them, despite the fact that it seems very large, it's actually minuscule. Their goal is to clean the sea of 30,600 tons of plastic, which sounds like a lot, but compared to the 150 million tons of plastic in the sea, 30,600 tons, it's less than 0.01% of the entire amount, as Simon Clark points out in his video. Team sees it's also affiliated with a very controversial organization, the Ocean Cleanup, which is sponsored by Coca-Cola. And in case you didn't know, Coca-Cola is in the top 5 companies that pollute the planet, responsible for 11% of the world's pollution. This form of fake philanthropy is problematic, as it draws attention away from genuine efforts by lesser-known organizations that struggle to get support due to MrBeast's massive popularity. These organizations, although doing impactful work, are overshadowed by these high-profile stunts, making it harder for them to secure resources and donations to continue their vital work. This raises concerns about the ethics behind using social issues as content for entertainment. MrBeast is not only known for the fact that everything he does is real, but also for donating huge amounts of money to people who follow him or buy his products, assuring anyone that they have a chance to win something if they subscribe to him. In many of his videos, he promotes the fact that the people involved in his challenges are random or selected from among the subscribers. Dogpack reveals the truth by identifying some of MrBeast's employees who appear in his videos as unknown persons. Even MrBeast stated that normal people don't know how to act when they receive such large sums of money, which makes the video seem fake even though it isn't. For this reason, he prefers to use people who are used to being in front of the cameras, such as YouTubers or well-known influencers. This wouldn't be such a bad thing, considering content it's always better when you have some people who know how to put on a show. But in Jimmy's videos, this is not all. Most of the time, the people who end up winning anything are those who work for or are friends with MrBeast. The rest have no real chance, even though it may seem that way. Ultimately, that's the charm of MrBeast's videos. He makes everyone believe that by continuing to be his devoted fans, they too will one day make it to one of his challenges and win $1 million. Thus, Jimmy manages to maintain a loyal community who hope that will gain something by supporting him. This strategy is even more successful considering that the majority of his followers are children, who cannot realize the real chances of winning something in a raffle with so many people. This strategy has also been used in illegal sweepstakes, as DocPact showed, which MrBeast used to do on live streams for hours. In order to classify lottery as illegal, 3 aspects must be met. 1. There must be a prize. 2. The prize must be determined by chance. 3. The person pays for the chance to win. During a 6-hour livestream, MrBeast reminds many times that anyone who buys a limited edition t-shirt has a chance to win certain gifts or amounts of money. It becomes very clear that MrBeast's livestreams fulfill all the conditions of an illegal lottery. And this didn't happen just once. What's even worse is that minors are prohibited from participating in sweepstakes, but we all know that MrBeast's community consists mostly of children, who can be very easily manipulated into thinking that they have a real chance of winning. And let's not forget that the t-shirts the fans were buying in hopes of winning something were supposed to have MrBeast's genuine signature. But even that wasn't true every time. Tyler, one of Jimmy's team members, was captured live making MrBeast's personal signature on one of the t-shirts. We can be sure that this was not the first time this had happened. The autograph was very well imitated and looked like a muscle memorized movement. But back to the topic, the bad part is that these illegal lotteries go even deeper than that. Back in January 2022, MrBeast announced his new product, advertised as the better, healthier version of Hershey's. Feastables was Jimmy's new product, a chocolate bar made with just 5 ingredients and lower in sugar than other competitors. However, in 2024, MrBeast changed the chocolate formula using mostly the same ingredients as Hershey's, but with even more sugar and calories. Although the chocolate's recipe has been changed, the original advertisement promoting it as healthier still exists on MrBeast's channel, altering the present reality. MrBeast previously attempted to enter the food industry with Beast Burgers, but that project didn't turn out very well either, with many complaints about the quality of the food. This time, however, Feastables didn't just serve as a food product, it became a way for MrBeast to monetize his fanbase even further. While marketed as a high-quality, ethical snack, Feastables also incorporated strategies like giveaways and promotions, encouraging fans to purchase for a chance to win prizes. More disturbing is how Feastables are designed to get kids to gamble. On the back of each chocolate bar, there is a barcode, which you can scan and you are redirected to a slot machine. It's literally gambling done in a kid-friendly format, with lots of big, colorful text and eye-catching visuals. But as we know, Feastables was neither MrBeast's first nor last attempt to enter the food industry. Recently this year, on September 16, 2024, Jimmy did something that shocked the entire internet. After all the commotion caused by accusations from all sides, MrBeast has launched a new product, Lunchly. The internet found this move very unexpected, and not only because of the product itself, but also because of the people behind it. KSI and Logan Paul, 2 huge YouTubers of the moment, partnered with MrBeast to create a much healthier version of Lunchables, which consist of pre-packaged snack packs primarily aimed at children. They typically have small servings of crackers, processed meats, cheeses, and sometimes desserts, designed to be easily assembled by kids. Lunchly copies the concept entirely, offering 3 packages with meals identical to those of Lunchables, but with its own products. The pizza, turkey snackums, and Fiesta nachos are the direct imitations of the Lunchable packages, but with much better nutritional values. At least that's how the 3 want to give the impression through the direct comparisons they make between the 2 brands. I won't go into details because the topic deserves its own video, but I recommend Dr. Smike's video, Doctor Reacts to Lunchly Controversy, and you'll get some expert insight. You will understand how Lunchly is not much healthier than Lunchables, and all this advertising is deceiving parents and children who do not know the whole truth. Again, MrBeast takes advantage of his easy to manipulate and loyal community. This time, however, the phenomenon manifests itself as a much higher level, as it is no longer just about one influential YouTuber, but three of the greatest YouTubers of all time. Logan Paul has been involved in some controversies in the past, among the most serious being the 2021 cryptocurrency scam with Ding Dong, where his fans were encouraged to invest in what turned out to be a near worthless cryptocurrency. In a similar fashion, Paul would again promote a crypto project, CryptoZoo, in late 2022 that promised more than it could deliver. Critics quickly accused him of manipulating his young and impressionable fanbase for personal financial gain, with no genuine commitment to the projects. Initially, Logan Paul was KSI's opponent in a high-profile boxing match in 2018, which ended in a controversial draw. The two eventually became business partners and founded Prime Hydration and Prime Energy in 2022, which was also a source of controversy. MrBeast's affiliation with the two, considering their past, was a deeply criticized move, especially with a lot of shady stuff from Jimmy's past coming to the surface recently. Even Dante DM, the man who raised an entire generation with his entertaining and friendly content, felt he had to speak out about Lunchly. Dante DM has never been involved in any conflict on the internet, so we have to realize how serious the whole situation is if even he felt the need to take a stand. Of course, shortly after the flurry of criticism, MrBeast came up with a response on Twitter. Even though the answer was disgenious and MrBeast definitely only cares about making as much money as possible, not the health of children, it was still an answer that directly addresses the issue and had some solid points. However, KSI's and Logan Paul's responses didn't satisfy anyone, obscuring the real issue. The reactions they had in their response videos were exaggerated, inappropriate in this situation, again proving the shallowness with which they treat people's issues about their product. In fact, they used this opportunity to promote Lunchly even more. Returning to Dogpack, however, we found that it's not just MrBeast's community that suffers because of him, but also those who work for him or participate in challenges. In Dogpack's second video, I worked for MrBeast, he's a sociopath. This time he had a special guest. Jake Weddle, it's a former contestant on one of MrBeast's challenges that never got published. The reason is Jake himself, who quit because of the unbearable conditions he was subjected to. This video was supposed to be called 100 Days in Solitary Confinement. The contestant had to survive in a white room, isolated from the rest of the world for 30 days, because of course the title is clickbait, and at the end of those days, if he succeeded, he would receive $300,000. All that was available in the room were entertaining areas such as a pool table, a jacuzzi, an ice cream machine, and more. The only difficulty was that every few days such an entertainment area would be taken, making the last 5 days very boring and the challenge really hard. At least, that's what MrBeast said. But the truth was that this challenge was much worse than it looked. Jake explained how the room smelled horrible because of the freshly painted walls and the hot tub that wasn't connected to a filtration system. Also, the ice cream machine had two modes, off and on. When it was turned off, the ice cream began to spoil, giving off an unbearable smell. When it was on, it made a lot of noise and didn't let Jake rest for a second. But that wasn't the only reason he couldn't sleep. MrBeast refused to turn off the lights at night, just so the time-lapses would look good in the video. Because of this, Jake ended up having serious problems such as insomnia and anxiety, which makes him cry when he talks about what he went through. On top of all of that, at one point, Jake is even made to look into the camera and thank MrBeast because through this challenge paid off all his student loans. The moment Jake decided to leave the challenge was the day MrBeast required him to run a full marathon on the treadmill. Of course, he was not trained for such a thing, and he soon gave up, also giving up on Jimmy's game. Fortunately, things didn't stay that way, and Jimmy apologized to Jake via text. He also offered to send him the remaining $190,000, but Jake only accepted $50,000 of the total, saying that from now on he wanted to make money on his own. In the same video, Jake makes it known that in one of MrBeast's videos, one of the main contestants is actually a sex offender. In the video, he appears with a mask on his face so that his identity is not recognized, and he is introduced as Zorro. This man is nicknamed by MrBeast's team and even MrBeast Delaware, because that is the state where the crime took place, with a person under 11 years old as the victim. It is not normal that a man with such allegations should be allowed to appear on a channel with mostly child viewers. All MrBeast had to say about it was that he didn't know this man's past and background, but that was impossible since he was using the nickname. Unfortunately, that wasn't the last time something like this happened. MrBeast's new series in collaboration with Amazon Prime has been repeatedly criticized for its lack of safety and good conditions. Many have been skeptical of these games ever since they were announced due to the sheer number of the people participating and the colossal $5 million prize pool. MrBeast has organized many such challenges over the years, but never at such a high level, and many feared that he would not be up to. Many of these fears have come true, and more issues have begun to be made public. A problem encountered in the past was repeated again during these games, proving once again that MrBeast's team doesn't take into account the past of those they accept as contestants. Rosanna Pansino stated that she received confirmations from 5 Beast Games contestants that in the first round of the games, a man named Armani Izadi was allowed to compete despite having multiple criminal records. Going back to the Beast Games, we find that they have a lot more problems that meets the eye. Las Vegas production worker said it was obvious that MrBeast team had never attempted anything on this scale. Former Beast Games competitors began to speak publicly about the harsh conditions they went through and the lack of organization with no well-established rules. In team games, the strongest men would group together and dominate all challenges, forcing the weaker ones into less skilled teams and lose. Thus, the younger and more athletic men had a major advantage, despite MrBeast promoting that anyone could participate and have an equal chance. There were no challenges of wits or skill, the emphasis being mostly on strength and speed. Older people and women didn't stand a chance, which led to a lot of eliminations from day one. Some men ended up tackling women when they realized there were no repercussions for doing so. Because of this, many people suffered injuries and some were knocked unconscious or had broken bones. Those who had this happen to them were simply dragged off the frame so that filming could continue. There were very few medical personnel present, and what is downright absurd, people had to hand over medicine, inhalers, contact lenses, and feminine hygiene products. Sometimes people who urgently needed very important medicines, such as insulin or epilepsy pills, received them hours or even days later. Food rations were very low, reaching only 400 calories, and were served once every 12 hours. People stole and fought for food, which was often very bad anyway. In some cases, all people got were Feastables chocolate bars. On top of all that, most of the competitors were sleep deprived, only sleeping for 3 or 4 hours per night on the floor in $10 sleeping bags. Also, the whole setting and the games themselves were not safe at all. More and more controversies arise after several competitors have been hospitalized following accidents. Others reported suffering physical and mental complications while being subjected to chronic mistreatment, degradation, and for the female contestants, hostile working conditions. One of the worst accidents occurred on September 11, 2024, when a 6x6 foot piece of a tower fell on one of the MrBeast crew members. However, all these accusations are finally coming to fruition, and former Beast Games contestants and more have begun suing MrBeast. 5 people filed a class action lawsuit against MrBeast, accusing him of failure to pay minimum wages, failure to pay overtime, sexual harassment, failure to provide meal and rest breaks, false advertising, and a few others, but these are the most important. It's hard to say what will happen next, considering that these 5 victims are fighting against Amazon and MrBeast, 2 multi-billion-dollar corporations, and the chances of winning are very slim. MrBeast is currently continuing to make videos and release his products without responding to any of these allegations. Right now, all he's doing is silencing anyone who says anything bad about him, also deleting thousands of hateful comments. He edited many videos where he said incriminating things or that people could relate to, to support certain accusations against him. This may be a strategy to get away with it, but the chances of that happening are getting smaller and smaller as the allegations keep coming. MrBeast risks self-destructing to total failure, losing everything he has built so far. His community will lose all respect and trust in him when it's revealed that he was not the benefactor he pretended to be. I hope this video helps you better understand the main points of this whole situation, at least until new allegations or evidence emerge. Take care and see you in the next episode.